What is going on, everybody? It's the day after the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft, and I am looking at my big board here on my computer, and I'm checking out who are the best prospects left on the board. Now, I had number 16 on my big board, top 210 players. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, a linebacker, Notre Dame. He's number 16. He's still available. Now, maybe teams got a little bit of cold feet after watching Isaiah Simmons last year, where he kind of struggled with the Cardinals, found a little bit of a role later in the season, was not an immediate impact player. Again, because Koramoah could be playing as like a third safety, he could be playing slot, he could be playing outside linebacker. There's so many different roles he could be playing that maybe that's what scares teams away from taking him in the first round. So he's still on the board. Number 23, Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher, Georgia. Now, apparently something came up at the medical combine where it might be some degenerative knee issues or some kind of knee issues like that. And obviously that's a big concern. Players who have dealt with knee concerns in the past, you even think about something like a running back like Todd Gurley. See what happens to those guys. They're in their mid to late 20s, and they're just not the same players anymore. So Ojulari, who was a more polished pass rusher than guys like Jason Owe, and was originally thought could go somewhere in the teens potentially, maybe even go to the New York Giants as high as where they were picking before trading down. He's now falls entirely out of the first round. Number 24, right behind him on my big board, Javonte Williams, running back, North Carolina. Now with Williams, he's more of a power back, so he's a little bit different than guys like Najee Harris and Travis Etienne, who are more involved in the passing game. Although Williams is a tremendous pass blocker, and he's just a bowling ball in the interior. He breaks more tackles than anyone else, and I think he had the highest broken tackle rate of any running back in college football this past year among players who got significant carries at least. So he's still on the board. Teven Jenkins, number 26, a fun-to-watch player who played tackle for Oklahoma State. He's taken snaps at right tackle and left tackle throughout his career, primarily at right tackle. Well, some people think he'd be a guard in the NFL because of his shorter arms. Obviously, they're not short arms, but shorter compared to some of the other prospects on the board. I have him at 26. He's a mauler in the running game. He's absolutely a physical specimen. One of the guys you would love to have on your team just because of how much room he creates in the running game. Number 27, top safety on the board, Trevon Moehrig, safety TCU. I thought for sure he was going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They took Travis Etienne instead. So, Moehrig available. Obviously played at TCU along with Darius Washington. Came down, covered the slot a bunch. A guy who would work well probably in schemes where you have two high safeties. So he's got a lot of positive traits, a lot of good ball walking traits. I think he will be the top safety coming off the board. I just don't know when. And for the second year in a row, a safety does not go in the first round. Next best available player, Terrace Marshall Jr., 29. Great height, weight, speed combination. I think he's right around 6'4". He ran a sub 4.40 time. He's over 200 pounds. I mean, he's basically a physical specimen. Everything you can want in a wide receiver, he has that. There were some inconsistencies and some drops at LSU. I think there might be some medical concerns as well. I'm not entirely sure about that. So that's probably why he's fallen out of the first round. Landon Dickerson, obviously the medical concerns are a big deal here, just towards ACL. He's had multiple significant injuries to his lower body throughout his time in college football, but he was originally at Florida State, then played at Alabama last year, obviously. And he's played tackle, guard, and center throughout his entire college football career. So he's a very versatile lineman. Will definitely play on the interior in the NFL. And again, another guy, very physical in the running game. You'll get a lot of space from him moving. People are going to love to have him on the team. And the final player I'll mention, number 34 on my big board, Christian Barmore, defensive tackle. Alabama was super productive down the stretch last year against the best teams in college football. And that's what matters when you play NFL competition, how you perform against them. Barmore is an NFL caliber defensive tackle. Kind of surprised he didn't go in the first round. We'll see him probably come off the board in the first 10 picks here in the second round. Other guys, just really quickly, I want to name off here. 35, Asante Samuel Jr. 36, Elijah Moore. 39, De'Ami Brown. 40, Carlos Basham Jr. 41, Elijah Molden. 42, Dylan Radins. 43, Sam Cosmi. 44, Jabril Cox. 45, Wyatt Davis. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll hopefully be back with more live updates, more videos recorded on time this time for round 2 and round 3 of the NFL Draft.